Are you considering a move to Columbia, South Carolina, but feeling hesitant about making a decision you might regret later on? If that's the case, then this video is for you. Join me as I discuss the top 6 reasons why you might regret your move to Columbia, South Carolina. My name is Jill Heydrich, and I'm a licensed realtor here in the Columbia Midlands area. My first reason why you might regret moving here is bad drivers. Driving in Columbia, South Carolina can be a dangerous experience. With a high death rate caused by reckless driving and driving under the influence of alcohol, it's essential to exercise caution when on the road. It's not uncommon to see drivers swerving in and out of lanes or running red lights. Even though it's against the law, many people still use their phones while driving, which can cause fatal accidents. One of the biggest problems with bad drivers is their reckless behavior. Many drivers seem to have no regard for traffic laws or the safety of others on the road. They speed through residential areas where children are playing, or they stop abruptly without signaling, causing other drivers to suddenly brake and swerve. Driving under the influence is also a significant problem in Columbia. Many people drink and drive regularly despite knowing that it endangers themselves and others on the road. Drunk driving accidents are one of the leading causes of fatalities on South Carolina roads. If you're used to driving in a big city with 6 lanes, I'm sure you'll do just fine handling the reckless southern drivers. Moving to Columbia, South Carolina may seem like an exciting adventure. However, it does come with a fair share of challenges. One of these is dealing with the bugs and wildlife that are common in the area. Palmetto bugs and termites are among the most common pests found in Columbia homes. So if you're moving to this area, you should be prepared to hire a pest control company to help prevent these unwanted intruders from taking over your home. Palmetto bugs, they're giant-sized cockroaches. They thrive in warm and humid conditions, which make them prevalent throughout Columbia's hot summers. Termites, on the other hand, can cause extensive damage to homes if left untreated. They feed on wood and can cause structural damage that requires costly repairs. To prevent infestations of palmetto bugs and termites from occurring in your home, you'll need to take proactive measures such as sealing cracks and crevices around doors and windows, keeping food stored properly, reducing moisture levels in your home by using dehumidifiers or fans, and scheduling regular inspections with pest control company. If you need any referrals for a good pest control company, send me a message and I'll share you a few good reputable companies. In addition to dealing with pests like palmetto bugs and termites, residents of Columbia also have to contend with wildlife that can cause damage. Deer, squirrels, raccoons, and other animals frequently enter residential areas looking for food or shelter. While they may seem harmless enough at first glance, they can wreak havoc on gardens by eating plants, or they can damage property by chewing through wiring or insulation. If you're moving into a new home in Columbia that has a yard or a garden area where wildlife could be present, it's important to take steps toward protecting your property from these animals. Install motion-activated lighting around your yard. Can help deter nocturnal visitors while also making it easier for you to see any potential threats. Additionally, fencing or netting can help keep animals out of your garden area to prevent them from causing damage. I'm lucky I have a brother who is willing to come out every couple of years to trim back my trees so that way the squirrels can't get on my roof and they won't go into my attic. If you're a fan of hot and humid summers, then Columbia, South Carolina might just be the place for you. The city experiences an average high temperature of 92 degrees Fahrenheit in July and August, making it one of the hottest cities in the United States during the summer months, especially in July and August. The humidity can also be stifling, with levels frequently exceeding 90%. But if you're hoping for a white Christmas, well, you might be disappointed. Snowfall is a rarity in this part of the country. Despite its location in the south, Columbia does experience some seasonal changes. Fall brings cooler temperatures and colorful foliage to the area. Winter could be relatively mild, but it's still chilly enough to require a jacket or a coat, and spring is perhaps the most pleasant season with its mild temperatures and blooming flowers. While some people enjoy living in warmer climates year-round, others find it difficult to adjust to such extreme heat and humidity. It's important to take precautions during the summer months by staying hydrated and avoiding prolonged exposure to the direct sunlight. In addition to its hot summers and its lack of snowfall, Columbia also experiences occasional severe weather events such as thunderstorms and hurricanes. Tornadoes are rare in this part of South Carolina. They have been known to occur. As someone who has lived through many summers in Columbia, South Carolina myself, I can attest that it may not be for everyone, but there are ways around dealing with these extremes, so don't let them discourage your decision-making process entirely. If you're planning on moving to Columbia, South Carolina, it's important to consider the limitations of its small airport. While it may not seem like it's a major factor in your decision-making process, the lack of direct flights can be a significant inconvenience for frequent travelers or those who need to travel long distances. The Columbia Metropolitan Airport is serviced by American Airlines, Delta Airlines, and United Airlines. While these airlines offer flights to many destinations across the U.S. and beyond, there are a limited number of direct flights available. So if you're looking for a nonstop flight to your preferred destination, you might want to find yourself having to make a connection in another city. This can lead to longer travel times and increased costs, as you may have to pay for multiple flights or spend more time in transit. Additionally, if your connecting flight is delayed or canceled, it can cause further disruptions to your travel plans. However, there are some benefits to flying out of a smaller airport like Columbia Metropolitan. The lines are typically shorter at check-in and the security compared with larger airports like Atlanta or Charlotte, and this means less time spent waiting in lines and more time relaxing before your flight. Additionally, parking at Columbia Metropolitan is relatively easy and affordable compared to other airports. They'll even let you book your parking and pay for it in advance, and you can just use your QR code that they send you. There are parking options including available covered parking garages and surface parking located close to the terminal building. While you may not have access to as many direct flights as you would at larger airports nearby, there are still plenty of options available from Columbia Metropolitan. Moving to a new state can come with a lot of surprises, and one of them is the vehicle tax system in Columbia, South Carolina. If you're planning on buying a car in Columbia, it's important to understand how the vehicle tax system works. When purchasing a car in Columbia, you will have to pay a 5% tax of the purchase price up to $500. Additionally, those who move to South Carolina with a vehicle that needs to be registered in the state will automatically owe a $250 infrastructure maintenance fee. We call that the IMF fee per vehicle. This is in addition to the other registration fees, and you won't be able to register or title your vehicle until the IMF is paid. So for example, if you move from California to South Carolina with a car that has been registered in California, you'll owe the IMF upon registration. Residents of South Carolina basically have a trade-off when it comes to taxes. Wallet Hub ranked our state as the 6th most reasonable for property taxes, but number 48 for car taxes. The amount of property taxes depends on your county, and it can vary from year to year. Moving to Columbia, South Carolina can be a great decision for those who are looking for a lower cost of living. However, it's important to keep in mind that with the lower cost of living may come lower wages. According to the recent statistics, the cost of living in Columbia is 17% less than the national average. This is largely due to the lower housing costs and cheaper utilities. While you may save money on your rent or your mortgage payment each month, you might end up earning less than you would in another state. It's important to note that that doesn't necessarily mean that all jobs pay less in South Carolina than they do somewhere else. Some industries pay more due to the lower demand for workers or other factors. However, on average, wages tend to be lower across most industries. One reason why wages are generally lower in South Carolina is because it's a right-to-work state. This means that employees are not required to join a union or pay union dues as a condition of employment. However, despite these challenges, many people appreciate the slower pace of life and relaxed atmosphere that comes with living here compared with big bustling cities like New York or Los Angeles. Additionally, the state's abundant natural beauty and opportunities for outdoor activities like hiking, fishing, and boating make it a popular destination for nature lovers. If you want to hear more about great things about Columbia, South Carolina, make sure to watch my video, 5 Reasons to Move to Columbia. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week.